So, today in our live lesson, I was going to talk about what needs nurturing right now. And I do want to start there. I do want to start there. So, if you're currently feeling like you're running around like a chalk without its head, or there's always 10 million things to do, or if you're like me yesterday, I was just wandering around the house going, oh, I have to do that, but I need to do this, but how about that? Oh, I just don't feel like I can do any of those things at the moment. And I still got a bunch of stuff done, like literally, if you saw my to do list, nuts. But the question that came to me that really, really helped not only snap me out of that thinking and that wandering around, which is very unhelpful, but also really unsettling because it's like when you've forgotten something, but you don't know what you've forgotten. What the question that truly helped me was what needs nurturing right now? Because I could tell just in my body there was some level of unease, some level of being unsettled, and it was truly messing with everything. I couldn't focus on health, I couldn't focus on work, I couldn't focus on even just having a break or resting because everything was just energetically really jumbled and twisted. So let me know, first of all, if that is resonating. Have you experienced that before? Have you ever, and like, I'm going to tilt this towards entrepreneurs. Do you ever feel like you're doing a million things and yet nothing is happening? And because you're the heart, soul, mind, and body of your business, when we aren't functioning in the way that is productive or resourceful or helpful to our goals, it actually is so easy to turn it upon ourselves as a judgment, as some kind of, what are you doing? You're getting in your own way. Is this a sabotage? Oh my God, why can't you just snap out of it kind of situation? And all this internalized um, conflict and judgment and all that stuff. It's just not very good. So I loved this question that came through for me, and I wanted to share it with everyone because when we are feeling, mind, body, soul, unsettled, jumbled, and like we can't focus and concentrate, the symptom is we're not getting work done. The problem is there is something within you that is not being nurtured. What part of you requires in this moment time, attention, compassion, love, appreciation, nurturing? And truly, truly ask yourself that question. And if you're currently feeling this at the moment, I would highly recommend, like when you're done with this video, like taking 5 minutes, taking 10 minutes to sit in quiet, in contemplation, in reflection, and like go digging for that answer. And it doesn't have to be difficult. And it doesn't have to be a struggle. And it doesn't even have to be like, oh, now I need to just prioritize my self care for the next 10 days. It can be a simple solution, but you need to be asking the right question. And the question isn't, how do I get back to work? The question isn't, how do I be more focused? The question isn't, how do I, push through? The question is, what needs nurturing right now? It is powerful if you let it be powerful, if you take the time to use it, if you take the time to apply it. And I highly recommend you doing so. For me, yesterday, just to bring it back to a real world example, I realized that I wasn't comfortable doing any of those things that I had on my to-do list. I wasn't even comfortable like doing nothing because it felt, misaligned. So I asked that question when it came through, my intuition, thank you. And what needed nurturing was my intuition and my seeing of myself, like acknowledging how I was feeling in that moment and acknowledging that I needed time and space, not to get back to work, but just to be able to breathe and move. And I went for a walk, and I didn't make it a walk about, oh, well, I'm going for a walk because that's actually productive in my health area because I'm not being productive in my work area, or anything like that. It wasn't about steps, it wasn't about the sun, it wasn't about nature, it wasn't about mental health, because it doesn't have to be for a reason. I just allowed my intuition to lead me. And it was really funny because I'd be like walking and I'd say, okay, well, where do I need to go next? And I look up and there's like a sign and like the person on the sign is pointing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let it be easy, let it be fun, let it be light, and let yourself be led by your intuition, I think is also a secondary message there. So I found that very, very like soothing and helpful And I wonder if it's going to be for you. And if it is, if you know in this moment you need to ask yourself that question, and your answer might look something completely different to mine. Maybe in this moment, what needs nurturing is your inner child, and you just want to go and scribble and paint and explore, which is something I did later on, actually. Because I often find when I connect to my intuition, my creativity also wants to come through and speak. Maybe what needs nurturing is, rather than this business stuff you're working on right this second, you just have this, this course or this program or this offer that it's really exciting, but it's not a now thing. Maybe you just need to nurture that dream for a little while so it doesn't feel so disconnected. Maybe you need to nurture your relationships. Maybe you need to nurture your health. Maybe you need to nurture yourself with a little bit of pampering, or, just have a nap or something. So ask yourself the question, what needs nurturing right now, and lean into it and go with it. And, it wasn't the purpose, but once I had honored that and acknowledged that and followed through on that, I did go back to work and I did get some stuff done. But because of how good I felt, even if I hadn't, I would have been okay. And that in and of itself is such a win, to not go to bed, with a huge to-do list in your mind with just red marker all over it of the things you didn't get done. But feeling at ease in your mind, in your body, in your soul, knowing you've asked the right question, knowing you've looked after yourself, and that your intuition, which you're developing this beautiful relationship with, has been honored. I was going to go into something else today, but I feel like that is such a beautiful message in and of itself. I'm not going to muddy the waters with a different topic. Let me know it landed. Let me know it resonated. And let me know when you use that question, how does it help? How did it help? And if you have any questions around this, maybe it's a particular circumstance, maybe you're finding it hard to connect, maybe you're getting these signals, but you're not quite sure what they're meaning, I either want you to tag me, in the comments, or DM me directly, okay? All right, I'm off today. Have an awesome, magical day. Remember, ask yourself that question, what needs nurturing right now? And you don't always have to wait for a problem. You can just ask yourself that question. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon.